Pranam. Today we are going to contemplate on a very spiritual term which in Sanskrit is called Dhyana. Dhyana is translated as meditation, but that is not appropriate. Sometimes some Sanskrit words have no similar word in other languages. Dhyana is one such word which in its profoundness does not find a parallel in other languages or vocabularies. Almost every spiritualist, every seeker attempts to do dhyana. The word meditation is very popular. It has almost become a fad. And the seekers tend to associate meditation with relaxation, with a thoughtless state, or some explanations about meditation are about concentrating the use of the mind on a particular subject. None of them come close to the deep meaning of dhyana. Before we try to understand dhyana, let us understand two very important concepts. The first concept is about your consciousness. In Sanskrit, the term used in context is prajagata. Prajagata means a higher form of consciousness. Nowadays, higher consciousness is also referred to as altered levels of consciousness. But I would prefer to call it the higher states of consciousness, because at the level at which we are working, we are existing, is a very limited format of consciousness. Our potentials are limited, our experiences are limited, and our cognizance of truth is limited. In the Mahajina concept of spirituality, consciousness is divided into three levels. One is the consciousness associated with the body. The second is the consciousness which is associated with the mind. And third is the consciousness which is associated with the soul. We exist through the consciousness of the body. That is why we feel our body, our fingers, our senses, and we are engrossed in this consciousness. Within this consciousness, you do not have much hope to experience reality. You do not have much hope of experiencing what is the real essence of dhyana. So, this concept of prajagata is very important to understand, before you understand Dhyana. The second concept is conveyed by the term Prabuddha, that is higher level of intelligence. It is not ordinary intelligence, it's a higher level of intelligence. And this level of intelligence is something which is not easy to comprehend. So on one side we have higher levels of consciousness, and on the other side we have higher levels of intelligence. Prajagata and Prabuddhata are the corresponding terms. And when we talk about Dhyana, it is very important that we have connected to these two terms, because they are the stepping stone to understand Dhyana. Dhyana in the Mahajina tradition is a special form, a divine form of knowledge consciousness. That means it is your virtue by which you know things and understand things in the pure state. This is not easy to grasp immediately, because we are grasping things, we are understanding things, our cognizance itself is not accurate. We see things based on our judgment. We understand things based on our belief system. We know things through our sensory apparatus, and that is not enough. That is not the totality. That is not the truth, because it is a limited application of limited virtues that you possess at the body level. Dhyana has to be understood very, very carefully. Dhyana is not concentration. Dhyana is not relaxation. Dhyana is all about a divine form of knowledge consciousness. So what happens when you are actually going towards Dhyana? First step is to evolve your consciousness from physical consciousness to mental consciousness and to the soul consciousness. You have to know the art of transcending to the higher levels of consciousness. And then the second part is about intelligence. Similarly, you have to know about the lower forms of intelligence, the mental forms of intelligence, and the highest forms of intelligence. There are three levels, or I would say three categories, and under each category there are different subcategories as well. Now let us try to hit the nail. What is Dhyana? Dhyana is the use of your higher consciousness and your higher intelligence. Please remember, we are using the word use, which in Sanskrit is called upayoga. Upayoga again means higher form of use, not a simple use. Okay, so it is upayoga. So when you are observing your consciousness, okay, the word is observing, and you are steadily observing without any deviation in your attention, without a flicker in your concentration. When you are observing your consciousness, and at the same time, when you observe your intellect in movement, in motion, these are the two phenomena that you can experience almost simultaneously: my consciousness and my intelligence. How do you observe your intelligence? You observe your intelligence through the various churnings that come into your mind. You will think about a particular subject. You will maybe concentrate on some sutra. You will have your desires. You will have your aversions. You will have your ideologies. You will have your beliefs. You are awake, you are conscious, and you are observing the churning of your intelligence. Understand these two phenomena. And when you go on observing these two phenomena, the observation of your consciousness, the observation of your intelligence, slowly, with the help of a guru, with the help of a proper guidance, a proper technology, your inherent, innate capacity to transcend will take over. Then you will see new realms of consciousness. You will feel them, that your consciousness is undergoing a change. You will feel that whatever were the mediums of your consciousness are also changing. It is no longer your sensory consciousness and awareness. There's something different. And you will also experience that your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner intentions, they are also undergoing a change. You will no longer have thoughts and beliefs of a mundane level, of a physical level. You will start getting thoughts which in themselves are profound. In fact, these are not thoughts that you are constructing. Okay, there are two forms here. One is the thoughts which you generate yourself, and the other form is where the thought comes to you as a divine inspiration, as some knowledge. So, in this process of observing your consciousness, observing your intelligence in play, maybe the interaction of both, you will transcend to a state where dhyana becomes possible. You will transcend to a state where you are at a higher level of consciousness, and you are understanding or you are receiving higher levels of information through your intelligence, through your power of knowing. At that level, you are in a state of dhyana. In this state, the knowledge consciousness is awakened. You can feel things which you have never felt before. You can understand things which you have never understood before. Dhyana is far superior state than just what meditation implies. Yes, there are limitations to the meanings which you can convey through a word. But through the words, you have to grasp the essence. And on a very, very esoteric level, dhyana is all about your core intentions, your dhyaya, it is called dhyaya, your core intentions. And when you become aware of your core intentions, how they are influencing you, in which direction they are taking you, yet you are not engrossed in them, you are not governed by them. You are aware of them, but they don't control you. That is when you are in a state of dhyana. You are the pure observer. And in that pure observation, the divinity of dhyana awakens within you. So, my dear friends, dhyana is a beautiful spiritual concept. And it is only through a state of dhyana can you really hope to achieve your evolution. Because otherwise, it is just a play of words, a play of your inferior intelligence, your inferior belief system that makes you feel that you are doing something spiritual, but you are not. Spirituality is beyond your ego. It is beyond your beliefs. It's beyond your superficial cognizance. You will need to evolve to higher states of consciousness and intelligence. You will need to understand prajagata and prabuddhita. You will need to experience them. And only in that experience, dhyana will emerge. Understand the beauty of this word. Feel it, experience it, and evolve. Mahajanam, namostupyam, mama shanti, shanti, shanti.